On a strange alien planet, far away from any human world, a wild dragon flew silently over dark purple trees. The night sky above him was full of two large moons, spreading silver light over the forest. The dragon was searching for food, but something very different pulled his attention tonight. He heard a sound, not a normal sound. It was like someone crying softly, painfully, somewhere deep inside the forest. The dragon stopped in the air and slowly landed on a high rock. His big golden eyes searched the forest. Nothing moved. Only the wind passed between glowing leaves. Again the cry came, a human cry. The dragon slowly walked forward. Leaves cracked under his claws. Something felt wrong. The forest was too quiet, like everything was hiding. After a few minutes, he finally saw something strange. Under a tall black tree, a man was tied tightly with glowing alien ropes. His mouth was covered. His hands were shaking. His clothes were torn like he ran from something terrible. When the dragon reached closer, the man opened his eyes in fear. He tried to speak, but he only made broken sounds. His eyes begged for help. The dragon stepped nearer when suddenly, the ground under them made a small vibration. Something heavy moved somewhere behind the trees. The dragon looked around. The man's eyes suddenly grew wider, like he was scared of something coming from the dark. The wind stopped. Even insects became silent. A slow growling sound came from shadows. The dragon turned his head fast, but he saw nothing, only darkness. And then the man whispered one sentence through his shaking lips. "Please don't untie me." The dragon stepped back slowly, unsure what he just heard. The man tied to the tree looked terrified, not of the dragon, but of something else hidden in the darkness. His voice was weak, almost broken, like every word caused him pain. "Don't untie me," the man whispered again, shaking his head in fear. The dragon's sharp eyes scanned the alien forest. Strange glowing plants surrounded them, and long black vines hung from tall crooked trees that moved slowly in the silent wind. The ground vibrated again, very softly, but enough to warn the dragon that something large was approaching from far inside the woods. For a moment, there was only silence. Then a sudden cracking sound echoed through the trees. The man froze. Even the dragon held his breath. Something, or someone, was moving closer. Leaves moved, branches shook, and strange animal calls echoed far away. The dragon turned toward the direction of the sound, ready to face whatever was coming. He spread his wings a little, preparing himself to fight. But then, the noise stopped again. The forest went quiet, too quiet. The man closed his eyes like he knew exactly what was hiding in the darkness, and like he had already accepted his fate. "Who tied you here?" the dragon finally asked, his voice deep and almost threatening. But the man didn't answer. Instead, tears slowly came from his eyes. His lips trembled and his body shook with fear. The dragon came closer again. "I asked you something." Suddenly the man opened his mouth and said something very strange. "You will die if you untie me." The dragon frowned. "Who said that?" "The thing." The man trembled. "The thing hunting me." Before the dragon could ask more, a small noise came from behind them. A tiny crack, like a stone hitting another stone. The dragon quickly turned, looking sharply through the trees. He smelled something unusual. Not animal, not plant, something different. He moved forward slowly, step by step. The trees looked like dark shadows, stretching like claws in the silver moonlight. When the dragon reached a large rock, he suddenly smelled a human scent, a very small one. He whispered softly, "Who is there?" No answer came, but something tiny moved behind the rock. The dragon waited silently. Then he gently pushed a leaf aside with his claw. A small child, maybe 6 or 7 years old, was hiding there, eyes wide, face dirty, clothes torn. The child stepped back in fear. "Don't hurt me," the child cried quietly. The dragon blinked in surprise. "A human child? Here? How did you come here?" the dragon asked softly. The child didn't answer. Instead, the boy pointed toward the tied man behind them. "Do not untie him," the boy whispered with shaky voice. "You stay away," the dragon warned. "This is a dangerous place." "I know," the boy said, voice trembling. "That's why I was hiding." The dragon looked back at the man again. Something felt extremely wrong. The boy slowly walked a little closer, shaking with fear. "He is not alone," the boy whispered. "It is coming for him." "What is coming?" the dragon asked. The boy suddenly grabbed the dragon's leg and hid behind him like the dragon was his protection. The dragon felt something strange, something he had never felt before, a fear in a human child powerful enough to make him shiver inside. Before the dragon could speak, a loud roar echoed from deep inside the forest. It was not an animal roar. It was something else. Something big, something heavy, something angry. The man tied to the tree started crying again, trying to scream, but his voice broke into silent pain. The child squeezed the dragon's scales, hiding behind his huge wing. The dragon stepped forward protectively. A dark shadow moved deep in the forest, slow, heavy, waiting. "What is that creature?" the dragon asked quietly. The boy shook his head. "Not creature," he whispered. "A hunter." The dragon narrowed his eyes. "Hunter? Hunting humans?" The boy nodded slowly. The ground suddenly trembled harder, like something huge was walking toward them, step by slow step. The man cried louder now, his voice full of terror. "It is coming! It is coming!" The child covered his ears and knelt down, shaking violently. "I told them not to tie him here," he cried. "I told them." "You tied him?" the dragon asked. The child shook his head. "No, the others did." "What others?" the dragon asked sharply. The child pointed toward the opposite side of the trees. "There were more, but they ran away. They said tying him here would slow the monster. They left him as bait." The dragon stared at the terrified boy. "Humans use him as bait?" The boy nodded with tears in his eyes. "They said he was infected." The dragon's eyes widened. "Infected with what?" The boy didn't speak. Instead, he slowly lifted his shaky hand and pointed at the man again. The man's skin was changing color. Slowly, dark glowing veins spreading across his arms and neck, pulsing like some alien parasite living under his skin. The dragon stepped back. "What is happening to him?" the dragon whispered. The child cried a little louder. "Please, don't let him come near us. He's turning into one of them." "One of what?" the dragon asked firmly. The child looked up into the dragon's eyes, voice full of horror. "One of the hunters." The dragon turned fast. The man suddenly growled. His body shook violently. His eyes changed to a strange glowing yellow. His voice became deeper, broken, almost like a different creature speaking through him. "You should have left before night." The child screamed. "He's changing. Run." The man pulled against the glowing ropes. The ropes shook violently. The tree creaked. His bones cracked under his skin. The dragon realized something huge. The man wasn't tied to the tree to stop him from escaping. He was tied to keep the monster inside him from getting out. The tree ropes were not to protect the man. They would protect everyone else. The dragon suddenly felt something behind him. He turned quickly, but only saw darkness. Then he heard breathing. Slow, deep, inhuman breathing. Something already standing right behind them. The dragon spread his wings and covered the child, protecting him from the dark shape hiding behind them. The forest air became colder suddenly, as if something powerful had entered the area. Even the glowing plants started fading slowly, like they were scared of whatever was coming closer. The boy whispered shakily, "Don't look behind. Please don't look." But the dragon slowly turned his head anyway. He expected to see a huge alien beast. He expected claws or sharp teeth. But there was nothing, only darkness. The air moved again. A heavy breath touched the dragon's neck. The dragon stepped one step back, then turned fast toward the man who was still tied to the tree. His body was shaking like something inside wanted to break out. The dragon looked down at the child. "You said he is turning into a hunter?" The child nodded, still crying quietly. "Yes, my father said once a human gets infected by the dark spores, he starts changing, at first slowly but then very fast." The dragon looked at the man again. Black veins pulsed under his skin like living worms. His eyes turned more yellow every second. The dragon asked, "Why tie him here? Why not kill him?" The child cried harder. "Because we tried, and bullets didn't stop him. Nothing stopped him." The dragon's eyes widened slightly. "Bullets." "Yes," the boy whispered. "Father tried. Everyone tried. But bullets only made him angry." Suddenly, the man screamed with a terrifying voice that did not sound human anymore. "He is coming." The child hid his face into the dragon's scales. "He means a hunter," the boy said. "But he turning into one," the dragon said. "No," the boy answered, crying. "This is only the beginning." The dragon felt confused. "Beginning?" He looks almost fully changed already. The child looked up with horror in his little eyes. "No, when the transformation completes, they don't look human anymore." The dragon's heart beat harder. "Then what do they look like?" The child didn't answer. Instead, he pointed into the woods. "Like that?" A huge shadow moved between the trees. The dragon saw glowing eyes far away, watching them. Slowly, the eyes came closer. Two large red circles shining through the darkness, moving without any sound. The dragon stepped back instinctively. The boy whispered fast, "Please hide! Please hide!" The dragon grabbed the child and moved behind a big ancient tree, trying to stay silent. The tree root was huge and hollow inside, just enough space for both of them. The red eyes moved slowly toward the Tide Man. The man started shaking violently, as if something inside him recognized the creature. The creature was tall, taller than the dragon expected. Its legs were long and thin like steel, and its body moved strangely, almost floating. Black spikes covered its back, and sharp claws touched the ground gently, leaving burning marks on the soil. The dragon's heart trembled. This was no normal alien animal. This was something more dangerous, something designed to hunt. The man tied to the tree suddenly screamed louder, "Please! Leave! Go!" The creature leaned closer to the man, smelling him slowly. The man screamed again, He knows I am not complete yet." The boy whispered without breathing. "When they smell unfinished transformation, they destroy it." The dragon started understanding. These hunters didn't want more hunters. They killed unfinished ones before they become strong. That meant they were not animals. They were controlling infection, like protecting territory. The hunter creature suddenly pierced a man's chest with a needle-like claw. The man screamed horribly, and black liquid spilled out, glowing in the moonlight. The child covered his ears, crying silently. The hunter lifted the black liquid with its claw and tasted it. Then it did something terrifying. It looked toward the dragon's hiding place. The dragon froze completely. It knew. It sensed them. The dragon prepared himself silently and whispered to the boy, "Do not move. Whatever happens, don't move." But the child squeezed his arm. "No, no, they smell fear." The dragon tried to calm his breath. His large wings stayed close to his body. Every nerve inside him wanted to attack, but he forced himself to stay silent. The hunters stepped slowly toward their hiding place. 1 step, 2 steps. The ground burned under his feet. The dragon whispered, "If he finds us, hold tight." The boy shook his head. "Please don't fight him. You will die." The hunter reached the tree root, standing only a few steps away now. It turned its head slowly, listening to their heartbeat. The dragon held breath, controlling his fear. Suddenly, 3 gunshots fired from another direction. Bang, bang, bang. The hunter turned fast toward the sound and roared like a monster. It ran toward the gunfire, leaving burning footprints behind. The dragon looked at the child. "Who fired?" The boy cried out, "My father." He came back. From far away, a human voice shouted, "Run! Run now!" The dragon stood up, grabbed the child gently, and started running through the forest. The child held the dragon's neck tightly. Behind them, gunshots continued. Bang! Bang! Then suddenly, silence. No more shots. No more voice. Only a final scream. And then nothing. The boy whispered, shaking badly. That was my father. The dragon stopped running slowly, looking back at the glowing forest behind. The child began to cry loudly, tears falling on the dragon's scales. The dragon closed his eyes slowly. He had just witnessed something humans called fear, real fear, and he finally understood something very important. Humans weren't being hunted because they were weak. They were hunted because they were valuable. The forest was quiet again, but it was not a peaceful silence. It was the kind of silence that came after death. The dragon stopped near a giant fallen tree and gently placed the boy on soft glowing moss. The child's small body shook with fear and tears. His father's last scream still echoed in his ears. The dragon looked at the boy's trembling hands and asked softly, "Do you want to hide?" The boy wiped his eyes and shook his head slowly. "I am scared, but I don't want to hide anymore." The dragon felt something strange inside him. He had seen many creatures on this planet. Some huge, some deadly, but he had never seen a child show courage like this. Even with tears falling, the boy wanted to stand. The dragon lowered his wings close to the ground. "What is your name, little human?" The child sniffed and whispered, "Leo." The dragon nodded. "Leo, I am Koresh." Leo looked up with wide eyes. "You have a name?" "Yes," Koresh said calmly, "and I will not let them take you." Leo looked down. "But they killed my father. They will find us again." Koresh lowered his head. "Then let them try." The ground suddenly vibrated again, stronger this time. Whatever had killed Leo's father was not gone. It was searching. It was hunting again. Koresh wrapped one wing protectively around Leo. "Tell me everything," the dragon said. "Your father knew something. What were these hunters?" Leo swallowed hard. "They were not always hunters." "What do you mean?" Koresh asked. "They were human before," the boy whispered. Koresh froze for a moment. Leo continued. "Something on this planet, something in the air, some kind of black spores. They enter the blood. Slowly the person stops being human." Koresh glanced toward the glowing black veins on the man tied to the tree far behind him. "That man," Koresh said. "He was changing." "Yes," Leo whispered. "But the one who killed my father, he was fully changed." Koresh thought for a moment. "So there are stages." Leo nodded. "Father said early infection makes them stronger, faster, but the final stage." Koresh leaned in. "What happens then?" Leo's voice shook. "They lose their mind. They lose their memories. They lose everything. Only hunger remains." Koresh lowered his head and whispered, "And now they are hunting you." Leo wiped his tears again. "Not just me. All humans who crashed on this planet. We were a small group, but the hunters, they took everyone one by one." Koresh felt anger rise inside him. Something powerful, something ancient. Dragons protected their own kind. This child was not his kind, but the sorrow in Leo's eyes made Koresh feel responsible somehow. He stood up and spread his wings. "We cannot stay here," Koresh said. "The hunter will return." Leo nodded, but his small hand held Koresh's leg tightly. "I don't want to run forever." Koresh looked down at the boy. "You won't." Suddenly, a loud cracking sound echoed behind them. Branches breaking, rocks shifting. Something moving to the trees with speed and purpose. Leo gasped. "It found us again." Koresh lifted him carefully and placed him on his back. "Hold tight," he said. Leo wrapped his arms around Koresh's neck. Koresh jumped into the air with powerful wings. Leaves scattered everywhere as he rose above the treetops. But the hunter was not far. From below, two red eyes appeared in the shadows. The hunter ran fast, faster than before, jumping from rock to rock, chasing them to the forest like a shadow with claws. Leo shouted, "It's coming! It's coming!" Koresh flew between giant trees, smashing through branches, tried to lose it. But the hunter did not slow down. It ran like it knew exactly where Koresh would go next. "This thing is learning," Koresh growled. Then suddenly, the hunter jumped and grabbed Koresh's tail with a sharp claw. Koresh roared in pain and dropped lower. Leo held on tightly, crying out, "Koresh!" Koresh twisted in the air, swinging his tail hard against a thick tree trunk. The hunter slammed into the tree and fell to the ground, but only for a second. It stood up again, stronger, faster, more angry. Koresh landed on a rocky hill, placing Leo behind a stone. "Stay down," Koresh commanded. The hunter climbed the hill with impossible speed, its claws sparking on the rocks. Koresh spread his wings wide and roared, shaking the trees. The hunter roared back, an unholy, broken sound, half human, half monster. The two charged. Claws met claws. Fangs met glowing spikes. The earth shook under their fight. Koresh bit the hunter's shoulder and threw it aside. But the hunter quickly leaped back, climbing Koresh's wing and slashing deep cuts into his scales. Leo screamed, "Koresh!" Koresh roared, spun around, and slammed the hunter into the rock wall. The creature screeched but kept fighting, stabbing Koresh's leg with a long needle-like claw. Koresh fell to one knee. The hunter moved in for the kill. Leo ran forward before Koresh could stop him. "Stop!" the boy screamed. The hunter turned his head toward the child, its glowing red eyes staring directly into Leo's small, terrified face. Koresh panicked. "Leo, no!" But something unexpected happened. The hunter stepped back. It did not attack. It stared at Leo like it recognized him. Leo whispered, voice shaking, "Dad." Koresh froze. The hunter did not move. Leo took a tiny step forward. "Dad, is that you?" For 1 second, the hunter's claws lowered. Its head tilted slightly. Its breathing slowed. Koresh could see it. Some part of the human was still inside. Some part was fighting the infection. But then, the hunter screamed violently and lifted its claws toward Leo again. That human part disappeared. The monster returned. Koresh roared with everything inside him and leaped forward, knocking the hunter away before it could reach the child. Leo fell to the ground, crying and shaking. Koresh positioned himself in front of the boy. This time, he would not let the monster come close again, not even for a second. The hunter slowly stood up again, eyes burning brighter than before. Koresh whispered to Leo, without looking back, "Stay behind me. Whatever happens, I fight." The hunter lowered into a killing stance. Koresh spread his wings wide. The final battle was coming. Koresh stood over Leo, his huge wings blocking the red-eyed hunter from reaching the small boy. His scales were cut and bleeding, but his golden eyes were burning with something much stronger than pain. Leo hid behind Koresh's tail, crying softly. His whole small body shook. He had already lost his father. He could not lose Koresh now. The hunter slowly moved its long claws into the air, ready to attack again. Its voice was broken, half human, half monster. It screamed with pure rage. Koresh spread his wings and roared back, louder than any creature in that alien forest. The trees shook, and black spores flew into the sky like dust. Suddenly, a different roar answered from far away. A deeper roar, a powerful one, not monster, dragon, from the dark sky. Shapes began to appear, huge shadows flying toward them. Dragons, many dragons, their scales glowing in the moonlight, wings wide like thunder clouds. Leo gasped, eyes wide. "More dragons? Koresh, your family?" Koresh shook his head slowly. "They are not my enemies, but they are not here for me." The hunter turned fast, now surrounded by several dragons landing around the rocks. They formed a circle, trapping the hunter inside. One gigantic dragon, bigger than Koresh, walked forward. His voice was like thunder rolling across mountains. "You broke our law, Koresh. You protected human child." Koresh stood silent. He did not bow. The large dragon growled. "Humans spread sickness on our land. Their infection kills our forests. You know this." Koresh lowered his head slightly but placed his wing over Leo again. "This one is not infected." Another dragon hissed. "They all become monsters. It is only time." Leo cried, shaking behind Koresh. "Please, I don't want to turn into that." Koresh pushed Leo slightly behind him and looked at the oldest dragon. "He is a child. He has heart. He has courage, and he is alone. One female dragon stepped closer, staring at Leo, her eyes full of anger. His people crash on our world and turn into hunters. Our eggs were eaten by those things. Our caves burned by infected humans. Koresh's heart tightened. He looked at Leo with sadness. Leo knew the truth too. Humans were the reason this planet became a nightmare. But Koresh spoke slowly, clearly. Not all humans are monsters. The biggest dragon answered in a deep, cold voice. Maybe not, but we do not take that risk. Koresh moved in front of the hunting monster again, staring directly into its glowing red eyes. He could see something inside that creature, something human trying to escape the infection. Even he was someone once. Koresh said. The huge dragon roared softly. He is a danger now. Leo suddenly stepped forward, voice shaking. My dad, he was still in there for one moment. Only one moment, but I saw him. I know I did. Koresh looked down at the boy with sadness. He believed him. The hunter screamed suddenly, louder than ever, breaking the moment. The dragons moved back, preparing to burn it alive. Koresh shouted quickly, Wait! All dragons froze for one short second. Koresh spread his wings in front of the hunter. If we destroy everything that becomes dangerous, then we will end fighting forever. Someone must stop the infection, not kill the infected. The older dragon growled back. And who will stop something that even bullets cannot stop? Koresh looked at Leo, and then said something no dragon had said before. Humans? The dragon stepped back in surprise. Koresh continued. They created machines that fly between stars. They survive space. They built things we cannot understand. If anyone can find a cure, it is humans, not dragons. Leo looked up, tears still falling, but eyes suddenly shining with hope. Koresh placed one claw gently on the ground near him. You humans came here as victims, but maybe you are the answer instead. The oldest dragon stared at Koresh for a long time. Wind moved slowly through the alien forest. The hunters screamed again, but now dragons pointed their fire together. Koresh took a deep breath and said softly, If we destroy this child, maybe we destroy our only hope. Silence fell. Long silence. Finally, the oldest dragon spoke. Then this child belongs to you, Koresh. If he becomes danger, we end both of you. Koresh nodded slowly. I accept. Leo ran forward and hugged Koresh's leg tightly. I won't let you down. I promise. Koresh lowered his head and whispered, You already saved me. The other dragons slowly flew into sky, leaving Koresh and Leo alone in the glowing forest. The hunter screamed one last time and then disappeared into the dark trees. Koresh looked at the boy. Your fight is not over. Leo stood up, wiping tears. Then help me fight. Koresh nodded. Together, dragon and child began walking into the alien night, towards something even more dangerous waiting ahead. Humanity was not done yet, and Koresh was finally ready to fight beside them. The night did not stay calm for long. After the victory against the hunters, the alien children tried to rest near the fallen trees. Alex sat close to them, trying to make sure everyone felt safe. But inside his mind, fear was not gone. Something darker was still watching them from the forest. He could feel it. The wild dragon stood guard like a silent mountain. Every breath of the dragon made the trees move. Its golden eyes were always scanning the shadows, like it was waiting for another attack. Alex looked at the creature with growing respect. This dragon was no simple beast. It was smart, almost wiser than humans. But suddenly a cold wind touched Alex's face. It did not feel natural. The forest became too quiet. Even insects stopped making sound. Alex whispered, Dragon, do you hear that? The dragon lifted its head slowly. A low growl rose from deep inside its chest. The air around them felt heavy again, same like when the first hunters arrived, but stronger this time, much stronger. Alex stepped forward carefully, holding a branch like a weapon. Everyone stay behind me, he whispered, although the children were already shaking. Then, something unbelievable happened. Red lights started blinking between the trees. One too many. Not normal eyes. Something artificial. Something built. Machines, or maybe robots. The dragon growled louder now. Its wings folded tightly as if preparing to strike. The alien boy whispered in fear, "They are not hunters. They are something worse." Alex asked, "Were they?" The boy whispered slowly, "The hunters were only scouts. These things come when hunters fail." Alex felt a cold shock run through his body. He looked at the alien children, then at the dragon, and then at the red eyes coming closer. "They know we are alive," Alex said in a trembling voice. "They know the dragon is here." The dragon released a deep roar into the night sky. The ground vibrated under Alex's feet. Even the stars seemed to tremble. But the red eyes did not stop. They kept coming, slowly, like they had no fear. Alex remembered every painful second when he was tied to that tree. He remembered how helpless he felt, and he refused to feel that way again. He stepped forward, completely ignoring the danger. His voice was not loud, but was strong. "If they want us, then they will have to go through me." The dragon slowly moved beside him, and for the first time, the dragon bowed its head slightly, almost like showing respect to the human, who once begged for help. Alex felt something powerful between them. A connection that was not just survival. It was friendship. It was trust. The alien children looked at Alex with wide eyes. No human they ever met had courage like this. The machines finally stepped into clear moonlight. Tall metal bodies, long sharp arms, glowing red like fire inside steel. Their steps were slow but confident. The dragon whispered in a deep sound only Alex could understand. "They come to take this planet." Alex replied softly, "Then tonight we take it back." The machines raised their glowing weapons, aimed directly at Alex, and everything exploded into bright red light. The red light from the machines was blinding. Alex lifted his arm in front of his face, trying to protect his eyes, but the heat from those strange weapons burned against the skin. The alien children screamed and hid behind a fallen log. The dragon spread its wings wide, casting a giant shadow across the ground. The wind from those wings blew leaves in every direction. The machines paused for a moment, analyzing the creature like some cold, silent computers. Alex could hear a strange mechanical voice speaking in a robotic language he could not understand. But he understood the emotion inside his chest. Fear turning into courage. He was not tied to a tree anymore. This time, he stood ready. The dragon lowered its body and allowed Alex to climb onto its back. Alex had never ridden any flying creature before, but somehow it felt right. The alien children watched with shining eyes. The human who was once helpless was now becoming a hero in front of them. "Hold on," the dragon growled. And before Alex could think, the dragon launched into the sky. The machines fired glowing red beams upward, but the dragon twisted through the air, dodging every blast. Smoke and sparks filled the sky like red fireworks. From above, Alex looked down at the alien forest, the same forest that once almost killed him, now becoming a battlefield. The dragon opened its mouth and released blue fire. It wasn't normal fire. It looked electric, like lightning trapped inside flame. The flames hit the machines and sent them crashing down in pieces. But more red eyes appeared deep inside the trees. Dozens, maybe hundreds. Alex felt his heart racing. "We can't beat them all," he shouted. The dragon's voice vibrated through Alex's bones. Humans were not brought here to fight alone. Alex didn't understand. "What do you mean?" "Look," the dragon said. Far away, green lights began to rise above the hills. Not machines, ships. Human ships. The images reminded Alex of Earth science videos. But these ships were massive, dark, and silent. "Humans have come to find you," the dragon whispered. Alex's chest tightened. "My people?" "Yes," the dragon answered. "But not all humans are saving this world. Some come to take it." Alex blinked. "Human armies?" "Not armies," the dragon said slowly. "Colonizers." Alex felt suddenly sick. He looked down at the alien children. They were not dangerous. They were just scared kids trying to survive. Was humanity coming to save them or destroy them? The machines on the ground suddenly stopped firing, and turned their heads toward the sky. They were watching the human ships too. The red eyes flashed faster. Then they all began to move at once, retreating deeper into the forest. The dragon landed near the alien children. Alex jumped off quickly and ran to them. "Are you all okay?" One child pointed at the sky with shaking hands. "Who are those people?" Alex took a deep breath. "They are humans like me." The alien girl asked, "Will they help us?" Alex looked at the giant ships and felt something terrible inside him. "I don't know," he whispered. Far above, a loud metallic voice echoed across the planet as a communication signal activated. This planet is now under human control. The alien children froze. The dragon growled. Alex felt his world break inside his chest. He looked at the innocent kids, then at the dragon, then at the giant ships covering the stars. And he made a decision. If humans came to take this planet, Alex whispered softly with fire in his eyes, then maybe I'm not on their side anymore. The dragon lowered its head again, not as a creature, but as a friend, and Alex placed his hand gently on the dragon scales, ready for a new battle.